Those are not your jobs to do. And many of you amateur salespeople, you spend way too much time trying to do these things. This is the reason why your sales are suffering, because you're doing jobs that aren't your job. I just told you what your jobs are. I gave you the whole list. Present, share, ask. That's it. You're not in the guessing game. You're not in the evaluation game. You're not in the assumption game. Don't make assumptions. You know what they say about assumptions? You make an ass of you and me. The word assume. A-S-S, ass of you, the letter U, and me, M-E. That's what happens when you assume things. So many salespeople, amateur salespeople in name only, like these fools working at the suit supply store in Miami, they make this mistake when you try to guess on behalf of a customer or a prospect, rather, because it's not a customer yet, because they haven't given you any money. You try to guess on behalf of a prospect what they will do, what they have, where they're from, who they are, what they value, like they did to me. I walked in the store with a white t-shirt on and some basketball shorts, and they assumed that I wasn't a buyer or wearer of suits. Who's the joke on, them or me? I would guess that had I walked into that store wearing a suit, like what I'm wearing right now when I'm recording this, I probably would have been treated differently. This is a mistake in sales. Now, at the same time, on the flip side of this, do I understand that if I wanted to get hand and foot treatment from everybody in that store, I probably should walk in there with a suit, because they would have looked at me and said, oh, this guy's got a suit on. He'll probably buy another suit. I probably would have had 3 salespeople on me. I would have had to fight them off of me in order to walk through the store in peace. Probably. But at the same time, I'm putting the onus on the salesperson, because I'm walking into their business. I got options when it comes to buying suits. I don't have to buy it from Suit Supply. I don't have to buy from that Suit Supply. There's another one in Miami I can go to and see if I get better service. They're the ones working the sales floor in that business, which means every single person who walks in that store should be treated as if they're going to buy something. Why? Because you're on commission, and the only way you make money on your paycheck is to sell something. Again, what are you doing there if you're not trying to sell anything? You just watch somebody walk in, but you're guessing that they're not going to buy anything, so now you're not going to talk to them? Like, how stupid are you? Why are you working there? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me if I got this wrong. I know I don't have it wrong, so none of you should be telling me shit. Let me recap today's points, which is how to treat everyone like a buyer. Again, I've written an article about this, and I just told you the story again. I went into the suit supply store in Miami, was not dressed in a suit. Nobody tried to sell me anything. These dummies, even though it was 8 of them on the sales floor, and there were not enough customers in there for all of them to be occupied. They were sitting around talking to each other. Nobody tried to sell me anything, because these people don't understand what I'm telling you. You need to understand it. Point number 1, as a salesperson, your job is to treat every person you deal with as if they will buy everything that you're selling until they demonstrate to you clearly and unequivocally that they are not a buyer. Until they do that, they are a buyer, and treat them like a buyer. Number 2, why? Because conformity. Human beings tend to conform to the expectations set before them. If you treat someone as if you expect them to buy, they usually will buy. And they will spend more money than they expected to spend, because you're treating them as if they will spend money. You need to project the expectation from your mind, from your subconscious, that people are going to buy from you, and they usually will do exactly what you expect. In life, you always get your expectations. So you need to set the expectation that people will buy, and guess what? Miraculously, they'll buy. Number 3, your job as a salesperson is not to gauge, guess, assume, or decide for another person what they have financially, what they have access to financially, what they will buy, or what they value. None of those are your job. Your job is to present what you have, share the values and benefit of it, and ask for the sale. That is it. You have no other job when you're in sales. If you try to do anything other than that in sales, you are doing a disservice to yourself, to the company that you work for, or your company if it's your business. You're doing a disservice to your community. You're doing a disservice to the government, because they can't collect taxes off a transaction that never happens. You're doing a disservice to the economy, because there's no money being moved. You're doing a disservice to your family, because you don't have as much resources to serve them. And you're doing a disservice to yourself and the entire establishment of the entire sales industry, period. So you're doing a whole lot of disservices all at the same time when you make these assumptions that you are not qualified to make. Any questions? Good. On that said, text me, see you in my community. My number is 305-384-6894. Number's down below in the description. And Work on Your Game University. If you are in sales and you want to get better at selling, you want to get better at projecting the proper mentality of what you expect other people to do for and with you. You want to have a clear strategy for how to actually make sales and a system to do it over and over again, and make sure that everything and everyone is being held accountable to that process. Go to workonyourgameuniversity.com, where you can have me as your direct coach, and we can schedule time to get on a call, talk about where you're at, where you want to go, and how we're going to get there. WorkOnYourGameUniversity.com. Work on your game. Dre, all